Specific requirements for a certificate of urgency, which allows a bill to bypass the normal waiting periods in Parliament. In the Mauritian parliamentary system, a certificate of urgency is a procedural fast-track mechanism. It allows the government to bypass the standard timelines required for a bill to become law, often compressing a process that usually takes weeks into a single day. Here is how it works and the rules governing it. 1. The legal basis. The procedure is primarily governed by Standing Order 65 of the National Assembly. It is not a law itself, but a rule of the House that allows the executive to prioritize specific legislation. 2. Key requirements. Prime Minister's signature. For a bill to be treated as urgent, a certificate of urgency must be signed specifically by the Prime Minister. Laying on the table. The certificate must be formally laid upon the table of the National Assembly by a minister. This notifies the Speaker and the House that the urgent procedure is being invoked. Availability of copies. While the bill does not need to be published in the Government Gazette days in advance, as is normally required, copies of the bill must still be made available for the use of members of Parliament before they can proceed. 3. How it changes the process. Under normal circumstances, there is a mandatory waiting period, usually at least 7 clear days, between the publication of a bill and its introduction, and often further gaps between the first, second, and third readings to allow for public and parliamentary scrutiny. With a certificate of urgency. Bypassing publication, the bill can be introduced without the standard advance publication in the Gazette. All stages in one day. The National Assembly can proceed through the first reading, second reading, debate, committee stage, and third reading all in a single sitting. Immediate effect. Once passed and granted presidential assent, the law can be published and come into force immediately. 4. Why is it used? It is intended for emergency situations or matters of extreme national importance where delay would be detrimental. Common examples include budgetary measures, implementing tax changes or financial regulations that need to take effect immediately to prevent market manipulation. National security, responding to sudden threats or legal loopholes. International obligations, meeting a strict deadline for a treaty or international compliance, example FATF requirements. Note on criticism. Because this process limits the time for the opposition and civil society to study the bill, it is often a point of political debate. Critics frequently argue that it stifles democracy if used for non-emergency matters, while the government usually defends it as a tool for efficiency. End.